Hello, Biblionauts. I wanted to revive a question from the channel Novella, where she made a question tag, food for thought kind of question, in which she wondered how much is a book worth. She has more sort of like applicable answers to that, more tangible answers, because she's studying for becoming a librarian. How wonderful! I wish I had. I think at some point I would love to do the same thing, or even maybe open my own second-hand bookshop. That would be even better once I am very old and tired of traveling. But yeah, I was watching her video, and you know, since I'm doing, of course, a read along that you are always welcome to join of Adorno's Dialectic of Enlightenment, I am doing it. But to you, I might have already done it, since this is the future. And I don't know how long am I gonna take to post the videos that I need to be posting soon, but I don't know how soon. So stop the rambling. How much is a book worth? Adorno has built on Marxist theory to question a difference in the value of things, the real intrinsic value and their numeric value, their value in the market. He claims that we've distorted through the numeric value of things, the money value of things, we've distorted the real value of things, and now we don't know what anything should cost anymore in terms of its real value. We will take something for something else because of its price rather than because of its real value. And I think that, like, anytime someone asks me about a question about the value of something, this is the first of like reading that comes to mind. I think this is from the Negative Dialectics. I'm not sure from which of his books. It might not even be him. It might be I think it's definitely Adorno. Although Marx is the theory of value started with Marx. This theory of value, which might have been refuted by a Spanish philosopher who wrote a book very recently called Anti-Marx, which might be the best philosophy book of this year, for all I know. Since I do consider that this philosopher, Juan Ramón Rayo, to actually be a philosopher, not just a politician, as most people who speaks against Marx tends to be. But enough of that. I just wanted to open the question, revive it, and see what you guys think. What is the value of a book? How much does a book cost? How much should it cost in relation to other things? I think that books should not cost anything. In most cases they don't, because it's very easy to acquire them for free online. But I think that they shouldn't cost anything, in the sense that any price value that you attach to a book is not going to be correct. Books have a relative value rather than a specific value. They will have a specific value to you and no one else. So in that sense, there is two values that we are talking about there: the sentimental value and maybe even their value as works, and then the physical value that it took to make them. I have a very bold claim to make. I think that when it comes to their money price, the material value, the value that it took to make something, books, not only books, but anything that is made nowadays, anything, an airplane, a car, all of that, imagine the most expensive object that you can think of, that you can see on daily life. I don't think there is anything that, in terms of what its cost of production, without the surplus value, without the profit of any of the people involved, never costs more than 1,000 pounds or euros or dollars. If you go down to the raw materials of anything and the time involved in making that thing, and of course the maintenance of the people that's making that thing, I don't think that it never gets to 1,000. Which, if this were true, it would mean that everything is unbelievably overpriced. and I think everything is unbelievably overpriced. I think that when you go shopping, you are basically going to be robbed, because of course it is fair that things have a profit, that the people that make things can have a profit on the making of those things, so that they can sustain themselves, right? But I'm not very concerned for like the employees on a big company in which they make through chain production, they make like Fords or any other kind of car or anything like that. I'm more concerned with like the big chunks of profit, where you are taking a book. Let's forget about books, because in the book market, the profits are not as massive as in other markets. That you have a phone, and making this phone costed approximately 80 euros. Now, in order to pay the people that makes maybe 3 phones a day, they have to overprice that for 20 more euros. That they get you to 100. And now you have to add like 20 times more, so that 3 people who are not involved in this process at all, who are just extracting the surplus value of having the company and organizing it, extract in order to get richer and richer and richer, right? So that's the kind of surplus value that I'm concerned with. I don't have fixed opinions on this. I'm not a Marxist, but I think that Marxist arguments are legitimate. And I think that when it comes to books, there is definitely a big gap between the value of things, the material value of the books, the value of those books once a fair amount of profit has been added, the value of those books once that amount of profit has been surpassed, and now we are entering into an area in which people is over profiting from something. And then there is a sentimental value which exceeds generally the true value of a book, in a world in which the true value of things was the same. Hello. Just gonna let these people pass. Hello. In a world in which the true value of things was the same value as sorry, I just got distracted. Yeah, it was the same value as the number value. A book could be more expensive, in my opinion, than any watch, than a Rolex, or than a phone. Or maybe not, because phones can contain books in them. I don't know, but I feel like there are definitely things that are incredibly overpriced in our society, and that they maybe shouldn't be, if we were talking about real value. This whole thing is, I mean, I could get philosophical and actually sit down and write an essay about this. I have already, but I'm more interested in knowing, in relation to other things, and in relation to the real value, and in relation to their numeric value, in relation to the value of production of something. How do you feel about the price of books, and how much are they in terms of value to you? If someone gave you a certain amount of money to forget and never having read your favorite book, how much money would be enough for you to never having read your favorite book? I don't know that I would have a number for which I would give up that, but maybe some of you would, and if you would, or if you wouldn't, either way, just let me know. And of course, watch a novelas video about how much does a book cost. I will link it in the description, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you, BookTube.